Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome if you're new here and you don't know who I am. My name is Denise Dielwart and I'm a widow. I lost my husband in 2009. He died of a blood clot. It was the biggest shock of my life. And what I didn't realize at the time that was my life-changing moment. And I, in my previous life, was a bookkeeper, tax agent, and I say my previous life because I've had the before and the after. So if you're here, welcome. Grief is not a life sentence. Grief is an opportunity to grow. So today I really want to speak to you about just that, about growing through grief. You know, over all the years, it's been almost 16, May will be 16 years for me that I've been a widow. And it'll be about 15 years that since I've helped others move through grief, heal, grow, and transform their lives. Which has now morphed into me teaching others, teaching you how to do what I do, which is so exciting. Because there's a huge calling around the world to help. Grief is everywhere around us, and I'm sure you will agree. You know, let's go back 4 or 5 years ago. Our world changed forever, didn't it? We changed forever. So many of us have lost loved ones, we've lost people, we've lost friendships. So grief is all around us. And I'm a firm believer. And I know for a fact that it is not what happens to us that creates our future. It's how we handle and how we see and the meaning we give that, whatever it's been. Let me take you back a little bit. When Martin passed away, I was only 51. He was 55. We were just in the prime of our life. The kids had left home. We were making the best of everything. We both worked from home. Life was good. And then, boom, without warning, he was gone. He died of a blood clot, went to work, he never came home. So there were no goodbyes. In that one moment in time, my life changed forever. Forever. And I didn't realize it at the time. I really didn't realize it at the time. I thought, okay, I've lost my husband. I've got to just pick up the pieces and go. I was so conditioned by my mother, and I love my mother. My mother's passed away as well. My father's passed away. I have no siblings. I'm an only child. So I've experienced having to do this on my own, having to basically claw back my life on my own. And I realized that if it is to be, it's up to me. That was my motto. That is what I said for so many years. And my mother's words always ring in my head. Denise, just soldier on. Denise, just soldier on. And I now realize that that's not the advice to follow. It's easy to just soldier on. It's easy to just soldier on and mask our pain and pretend it never happened. You know, we just get on with our life. That's the easy way out. It really is. We are also told to wait for time. There's the 5 stages of grief. You know, just wait. It'll all come right. Just give yourself time. You know, I was told by my psychologist that I was being impatient. Why do you want to heal so quickly? Well, damn it, I wanted to heal me. I wanted to get on with my life. And by doing that, getting on with my life, I didn't even know what that looked like. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know anything. Until one day, I've never really shared this with anybody before, but I was still trying to do my old life. I was still trying to do the bookkeeping. I was still trying to, you know, continue. Martin had his own business, so I was trying to keep that going as well. And I went to see a new client, and this client had, I can only say, was absolute chaos in her house. Because I used to go to clients' house, small business people, and she had a table with dirty washing, clean washing. I really don't know whether it was dirty. I think it was dirty washing mixed with clean washing. She had a newborn baby in her arms. She had about 3 or 4 other little kids running around. And I was there to do her bookkeeping, their business's bookkeeping, and to do a catch up because she hadn't done it for many, 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 many months. Anyway, long story short, she hands me this box of paperwork, and like a shoebox. And I'm going through it and I'm going, oh man, here we go. Now bear in mind that my husband's just passed away. I'm just soldiering on. And my head is spinning. And I'm trying to go through this paperwork and I'm asking her questions because obviously it's not my business, it's her business. And I'm asking her questions. I'm saying, where, what, how, what was this? And she's just standing there going, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. I was there for the whole day. I absolutely was exhausted. And on the way home, I broke down in the car. I just cried and cried and cried and cried. And I get quite emotional now when I even think about it and think back to how I was pushing myself and soldiering on. I got home and I just threw my laptop on the floor. I just threw everything and fell on the floor. And my little poodle, Lulu, came running up to me. Mummy, 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 lick, 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 lick. What's wrong with you? And that was my turning moment. So you know what was the real turning moment? Was I got up, I walked to the fridge, and there was a box of wine. Not a bottle of wine, a box of wine that my neighbor had left when she popped over a couple of weeks before. Now, me not being a drinker, it had been in there for when she came over. But this particular day, I had cracked. I needed to crack because I was just soldiering on. This was about 6 to 8 months after Martin passed away. I had closed his business down, but I was still doing the bookkeeping and trying to keep my business going. And I had this client, and she just broke me. She absolutely broke me. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to have one glass of wine to take the edge off. I had one box of wine. And with every glass of wine, I cried. And I'd have another glass of wine. And I'd cry some more. And my poor little Lulu was running around going, Mommy, 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 are you okay? I eventually passed out. Woke up in the morning, completely still dressed in all my clothes from the day before. I just passed out on the bed. I didn't go under the covers or anything. I just passed out. But that was my defining moment in my grief journey. I woke up and my head was doing this kaboom, 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 kaboom. I laugh now looking back, but honestly, if I hadn't have had that defining moment, I don't know where I would have been today. Because it was in that moment that I realized I cannot do this on my own. I cannot wait for time. It's just not working. So in my wisdom, I thought, I know, I'll become a life coach. Now bear in mind, this is 16 years ago, before life coaching was and is what it is today. My motivation to become a life coach was not to help others, but to help me. Because I knew that if I did life coaching, if I immersed myself with people that were growing, I would get the necessary tools to help me. That was my thinking. Let's fast forward to today. I certified as a life coach. I did all my stuff that you do when you become a life coach. I did all the other hypnosis, all the other certificates. I invested heavily in me because as I grew, so my life became better and better and better. As I grew, so I transformed. And I realized that transformation and inner growth is the key to healing grief. We have to grow through grief. We can't keep sitting and waiting and hoping and praying or meditating that tomorrow is going to be different. Why? Because we take ourselves into tomorrow. And I know, it's like, okay, tomorrow's going to be different. I thought so too. Oh, just another day. I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll be feeling a lot better. But tomorrow I woke up as I was today. We have to change today. We have to change who we are today so that we can wake up tomorrow feeling better. It's a journey. It's an internal journey. And that's where my passion for helping others heal and grow beyond their grief. No matter what life throws at you, no matter what happens in your life, because just because you've lost your person, you've lost your loved one, whether it be your child, your parent, your husband. In my case, I lost my husband. I have helped so many people that have lost children, that have lost a parent, that have lost a sibling. But in my case, I relate to me because I lost my husband. When we grow, we get to know who we are without our loved one. And that is the key. Because now we can transform. Now we can start living their legacy. If we don't grow, and this goes for life in general, throughout our lives, we are meant to grow. We are meant to change. Our lives are meant to change and meant to grow. If you look back to when you were a 6-month-old baby, you're not that baby anymore, are you? You've grown, you've changed, your body's changed, everything's changed. But we somehow have this misconception that when our loved one passes away, that time stops. That's it. It's over now. My life is over. And I'm here to tell you, it's not over. It's only beginning. I will always love Martin. You will always love your loved one. They're always here in our heart. But we cannot live today as though they are still physically here. I talk to Martin all the time. I ask him for advice. I've moved, I've done things, I've done so much in my life. I've achieved so much. But I've also had struggles along the way. It hasn't been just a bed of roses and everything's fantastic. I've had so many people say to me, "Oh, Denise, but it's okay for you. You've healed yourself." But what was my journey to heal me? Where did I go? What did I have to do to heal myself? That's why I created my flow method. Out of my pain, out of my struggle, was born the flow grief release method. I realized the very first thing we have to do is feel our pain. We have to go down that painful pit of pain. We can't just soldier on. I tried that. We cannot just soldier on. When we just soldier on, we're masking our pain. We're pretending we're okay. We're living in that land of, "I'm okay. How are you?" "I'm fine." It doesn't work. We have to face it head on, and we have to face those feelings. Then, once we've done that, we know what to let go of. What am I letting go of? You're not letting go of the memories. You're not letting go of the life you shared together. You're not letting go of the joy and the love. You're letting go of the pain and the heartache. How amazing is that? Because you felt that emotion, you know what you're letting go of. Now there's an open space. Now it's like, okay, I've let go, now what? Now you can start overcoming. Now suddenly that cloudiness, that I don't know what to do with my life, who am I, starts lifting. Now you can start overcoming and you can start reimagining your new life. You can start learning to love yourself. You can start learning to rediscover your joy, what you want for you. That's when you become whole. And that's my flow method in a nutshell. It's a lot more to it, but that's just in a very quick, brief explanation of my flow method. It's unique. I also created out of my journey is a modality called GNR, which is grief Neuro Repatterning. I'll go into that a lot deeper in my next training. But GNR, our brain changes in grief. The chemicals change. That's why you feel as though you're walking in la la land, you're walking outside your body. Yeah. So when that happens, we shut down. So we have to retrain and repattern our thoughts and our grief. So if you're here and you're watching me and you're thinking, gee, I'd really love to, I'm not grieving anymore, Denise, I'm not in that situation where I'm feeling my pain and I need to heal, and I've been maybe 5 or 6, maybe you've been 5 or 6 or 2 years or 3 years, whatever it is, and you now feel that you're ready to help others. That it is such a rewarding career and calling. To help others in grief is a calling. It's a passion. As you can see, it's my passion. I love helping people. Not because they're in grief, but because they're reimagining their new life after the pain. So if you're thinking, oh, maybe that could be something for me, GNR or grief neuro repatterning is pivotal to healing people healing grief. We can't talk our way through grief. I wish we could. Oh my goodness, I wish we could talk our way through grief, but we can't. We have to take action. Healing grief is taking action. Okay, what's next? What's next? And it's not a steady path that just does that. The grief journey is down and up, till eventually you're operating and you're working and you suddenly feel your joy. You feel joy again. It's like, where did that come from? Why am I laughing? I remember the first time I laughed. And then I shut it down straight away because it was like, oh, I can't laugh. I'm supposed to be sad. Who can relate to that? Commenting below, who can relate to that? Who can relate to feeling a little bit happy and then you feel guilty about it? I shouldn't be doing that. So please heal yourself and not your grief. We have to heal ourselves, and that's an inner growth journey. It's a personal development journey. I am not the same person I was when Martin passed away, and none of my clients are that I've worked with. But they embrace and they love themselves now. Christmases, birthdays, special moments are filled with love and joy, not pain and sadness. So, reach out to me. I've got all the links in the notes below how you can get in touch with me if you're struggling. Grief is tough. Losing a loved one is the hardest, toughest emotion we can go through in our life. But it's how we handle that and the meaning we give to that dictates and creates our future. So it's been great talking to you today. Reach out to me if you feel you want to, if you need help or if you want to help others. All the links are in the notes below. Love you lots. Bye for now.